Hey, it's Maven, and I'm coming to you with a little story time. Yes, a story time after talking about news and Mandanistan. Absolutely. We're coming to you with a little story time, I guess, for you to get a little glimpse of what's inside my life and to build a unhealthy interpersonal relationship with my audience. So, this conversation actually started because my cousin was talking about Juice World, and I was like, nah, man, JuiceWrld, I don't mess with them. And he's like, yo, you don't mess with JuiceWrld? Why? I was like, my ex liked JuiceWrld. And we talked about it. Like, hey, yo, this is what happened. She was a big fan of JuiceWrld. We would listen to him. I didn't really like him that much. Wasn't my favorite artist, but he was okay. But like, she was like obsessed with him to a point. Nah, I mean, so that I get done telling my cousin this. He's like, "Yo, you should just tell it on like YouTube." So I was like, "All right, bet I might as well."
Let's rewind the clock to 2019. Oh my god. I'm aging rapidly. Hey, dearie, would you mind getting me a Vaportron? So it's big 2019. I started doing this program called Co-op, and this is a program at school where you would go to school for half of the day and go to work for half of the day. And I was one of these students who had good grades and was able to do the co-op program. Now you could usually work anywhere, Pizza Hut, Best Buy, Game Exchange, something like that. But most common job we would choose is UPS because it actually did pay a decent amount, like $14 at that time. Now they pay 21, but they give you less hours. So it's kind of boo boo because I stayed there for like a longer time after. But this story, but UPS was the most common option people would choose, and I was one of those people. At this time, I met a girl named Abigaila, and Abigaila was this girl who was in like junior or sophomore year, and we met in this one FFA class, right? Farm Future Farmers Society, thing. Um, and we began to talk. It was really nice in the beginning, right? We talk about our taste in like media. I said, oh yeah, I like anime. Attack on Titan. Dead Man Wonderland. Dead Man Wonderland is a banger. Tokyo Ghoul, and she talks about like, oh yeah, I like telenovelas. It's my little what was it? Guilty pleasures. Yeah, it's one of her guilty pleasures that she liked to indulge in. And I was like, yeah, yeah, that's cool. So, we got to know each other. I got her digits. We talk, it gets cool close as teenagers do. And at this time, as I'm working, it's week by week, as I'm working at UPS and I'm talking to her and talking to everyone about her. This is my like genuine like first relationship in high school, like genuine, like I had relationships, but like they were only like short term, or I was only like filling a gap, or it was a rebound for a breakup that happened like about 2 months ago. Like I have a whole bunch of stories about that. It's actually kind of sad. I was just a nerdy little kid. I was a nerdy kid. I was just taught to like treat women with respect and keep uphold, try to make her feel good and just do as best as you can for her in that relationship. And that's all I had to a relationship. I had like, because I was just an innocent little goober. But before this, innocent little goober, like literally just untouched, unfettered, just full with love and ready to give love out. I was a romantical kid. All right. So entering this relationship, it would start to get a little rocky. She would like cut school, right? But not just cut school, but cut school with a guy. And I was like, yo, and this would be like while I'm at work, right? While I'm like throwing boxes on the conveyor belts as I'm like, trying to earn a living, enjoying my little, last year of senior year of school, and she's just cutting school and for no reason at all. So I try to like confront her about it. Like first of all, I didn't even know who this guy was. I didn't even know if he was in my grade or was he just some like 22-year-old dude and I'm a 17-year-old competing over a 16-year-old. Like I really did not know who he was. So that's what put me off. And when I confronted her, and like this has happened like what two-ish other times, but this was like post breakup. Like this like two other exes would go out with older dudes immediately after me, and it was just like, damn, why am I a little guy when I was a little guy competing for like girls who are like 15, and I'm dealing with 22-year-olds. Like I'm literally dealing with Donald Trump, bro. That is literally who I'm in competition with. I'm in competition with the president at this point. Like this is sad. And the school had a problem with like older kids going out with younger teenagers. It was a whole creep show. But nevertheless, this was just happening while I was just like at work, while I was like putting boxes on the conveyor belt and just doing my job. It was just really put me off. That was the first like red flag. I probably should have let the relationship go, but I stayed because I was like, oh, love will prevail. I was naive. I was naive. I was like 17. Like, come on, naive kid who believed in love, untouched by a girl. Like, hardly ever kissed her. Maybe got a fucking, a side cheek kiss, like at most. Like, you gotta be real. But that was the first red flag. Second red flag was how she would keep our relationship secretive. You know what I mean? Like, she was like more like, keep it on the low, keep it on the low. No one has to know about us. Like, why you and like when I would talk about how I'm in a relationship, like, as a teenager and you're talking to your friends about her, because your friend will tell another friend, because apparently high school is a whole game of telephone, because you're just trying to vibe out, but everybody's trying to like get info on each other. He realized the information back then, and she comes up to me saying, "Yo, why you telling everybody about how we're in a relationship?" I'm like, "Whoa, chill! I didn't know it was a big deal. I was just chatting with my friend. Who even heard? How'd you even hear this?" And it was just like, "Oh, I heard it from this other girl, or whatever." Because telephone. All right, that was the second red flag. Third red flag, man. She just treated me like genuinely like garbage. Like I say later half, because we were like, it was like at least a decent 10, 11 months into the relationship. And then the later half, she really started treating me like crap. Cause like I got her like Donkey Kong Country refrozen for the Nintendo Switch. The re-release of like the Nintendo Wii version. I remember getting pizza that day too with her, and she was acting all strange, like all moving all shaky, like about me giving her the gift in the way of like, oh hey, you want to play it together? She's like, okay, and she would like hit me while like we're playing Donkey Kong, and she would hit me for not getting like the right points, and she would just hit me repeatedly for missing or messing up. I was like, why are you doing this? And I just let it slide because it was like, it's a girl, it's a girl. I was whatever, man. Like it was genuinely thinking back on it, like damn, I was low key a victim. And like she would post these like Instagram stories because like she was a big Instagram girl. I got Instagram, and I posted memes on there originally. That was my whole page. I started as a meme page, and then I like created a normal account with my whole name and stuff. And now it's my current, little account that I use now. But she would like make weird story posts, and I'd be like, and make stories where she's like in a car, and she would like keep it anonymous and like have a like vague message of like, oh, with my baby boo, or like something vaguely romantic involved. And I would like see the story. She know that I would see this story, and like I knew her mom, and I talked to her mom, and it's like, I was like, "Are you with your mom?" Oh, where you guys going? I would ask a simple question like that, and it was like, "Oh, I'm not with my mom. I'm with someone else." I'm like, "Oh, who?" And she would just be hesitant to tell me who she's with. Like it was just a big transparency communication problem, but communication on her end, she didn't want to communicate, while I was like always open to communication. And the worst part of it all, she was a Juice World fan. It's like, how can you be this mean to me while listening to Juice World talking about broken hearts? It's like, what? It didn't mix. So that's like the setup of the craziest shit that happened of that year. So I was hanging out at work. I'm chilling. We get the news that Juice World died, bruh. And like I knew that she liked Juice World, and knowing how much of like how bad she's been to me, right? I said there like rip Juice World, LOL, OD'd on perks. And she got hella mad. Like, this is my little revenge, I guess, but it wasn't really revenge because I actually went back to her after a little bit and then, officially broke it off with her. But this was my little like, I got you. And like, it did fill me with rage. Like, I know JuiceWrld had nothing to do with this relationship, but I was like, that gotta be majority of his audience. Yeah, like dealing with her, that gotta be majority of her audience. So I just generalized the whole fan base in him for no reason, just because I was just dealing with that girl. Would you think that's ridiculous? Well, it was. It was. It was quite foolish. I was a very immature kid. Again, I was naive, bro. I listen. The home life I had, come on, bro. Like, damn, bro. I was very touch deprived, and was just looking for an emotional outlet. Um, so like, it was hard, okay? So, I was very vulnerable and naive and pretty new to relationships entirely, besides like the little short 5 second, 5, 4, 3 months I went through with other girls. Like it wasn't, it just lasted a little longer, you know what I mean? And it was very manipulative, and I probably didn't deserve that. And wish I had got an answer. Here's the common thing I always get with dating women. It's always like I never ever get closure. I never get a reason on why they left me. They just like, hey, I want to break up. Bye. And I'm left like kind of confused in the wilderness of like, whoa, what did I do? And it's just like, bruh. It's just crazy. It's a pattern that I get in my dating life, and it's just like that's kind of weird. It might be something to do with like being attracted to emotional avoidant women. Yo, but if you like these type of like story time videos, I plan on uploading more. I have like more funny ideas and more funny stories in my life that I plan on getting out on this channel. So stick around. But for real, if you liked, go ahead and hit the like button, sub, hit the bell, whenever I upload. I definitely got you, man. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.